ever wanted was to meet an alien!
Don't be afraid. We are a friendly species.
If you let me gobble your dog.
Don't be monster!
It's your fault she hates me!
You require the use of your banana organs.
What?
If you see a man smiling like this, run away. This is the face of a gooner, a proud one. Bro has all the research he needs and decided a BBC was the best way to distract female organs. Nigga, I played Operation. I know that's cap. Now, was I just working on a fat nigga with all types of food in his belly? Maybe, but that don't make me any less certified. So how did we get, here? So Momo, the girl you've seen before, cares about one thing and one thing only. Boys. Kentucky Courage to be exact. Now, how she became obsessed with an actor whose movies came out before cameras had autofocus, I don't know. But we all had movie star crushes growing up. Megan Good, Megan Fox, Laura London. So I can understand her obsession to a degree, but sometimes what you want isn't what you need. I'll say it again. I said sometimes what y'all want isn't what y'all need. And sometimes what you need is the exact opposite. A short guy, glasses with a bow cut, who somehow found a way to get bullied in a school where you have to wear a uniform. Do you know how hard it is to bully a nigga who got the same fit on as you? Imagine you calling a nigga fit ass when you got the same fit. That shit don't work. Now you resorting to violence, throwing shit at him, when all this could have been stopped. Or you could do the other option. You a good person? So with Momo being dumped and Okarum being bullied, this leads both of them together, creating our dynamic duo. And they couldn't be any more different. Momo is quick to act, outspoken, energetic. Okarum is shy, socially awkward, and overthinks. But what makes them butt heads the most is the paranormal. You see, Momo believes in weird phenomenon like ghosts, but thinks aliens could never exist. While Okarum is the exact opposite and tends to believe anything conspiracy related, like Nessie sightings, UFOs, spiritual soul videos.
More than 1 million kids come up missing per year. What do y'all think happened to these kids? And every time people come up missing, the more and more people come up missing, the more they release more chicken sandwiches and shit. I'm noticing that.
I don't care!
This is a friendly reminder. If you don't want the host to start galloping away, you should probably try not to make your personality only your hobbies. Just something to think about. Now, her feeling bad tries to make him feel better by saying she doesn't believe in aliens, but she does believe in ghosts.
There's no such thing as ghosts.
And this sparks the pettiest dare ever.
I dare you to go to someplace haunted. And the deal is, if you end up seeing a ghost, you have to be my gopher.
Only if you go where there's UFOs, I mean UAPs. And if you see an alien, then you have to admit they're real and be my gopher.
And I know what you're thinking. What the heck's a gopher? Well, it's one of the most vile and disgusting things you would never want to be. You're a fucking And if you've seen these creepy places in your spotty since it started tingling, congrats, you're black. You couldn't pay me to go there. Unless there was like a clown snow bunny or something.
I like you, cowboy.
So we are now introduced to our first banana taker, Turbo Granny. Legend has it, Turbo Granny is told in the tale to scare niggas that look at one slow Benz video and think they can cut up in a Honda Civic. The tale goes like, if your slow Benz cutting it up, an old lady will appear in your rear view mirror, running full sprint until you either slow down or crash and meet your demise. And in Dandadan, she just wants your meat. So as they explore these creepy places, we get some sort of backdrop into why they are so passionate about the unknown. Momo Aise's grandmother, another character taking the world by storm for obvious reasons, is a spirit medium who took Momo in when she was little after her parents passed away. And every day before school, she had Momo hit this Ginyu Force-ass pose for good luck, meaning it was open season for kids bullying her. Even her crush joined in. So that made her overact, making her hate her grandma. But she realized the feeling she was feeling wasn't hate for her grandma. She just hated the thought of people making fun of her grandma. And her belief in her grandmother is the sole reason for her believing in ghosts. Now, Okarum, well, so now it's your turn. Why do you believe in aliens so much? I just believe in them type shit. Bro gives us the most nonchalant response ever, but I respect it. Sometimes it's that simple. So this is when Turbo Granny makes her appearance, and depending on who you ask, she gives you an offer hard to refuse.
I'll let you suckle my teats, boy. If you let me gobble your dog.
So he does what most, not all, because some of you guys are freaks, would do in this situation.
I believe.
Hey! Are you okay?
There's a creepy old lady that wants my meat.
Oh, that must be Turbo Granny, the strongest spirit there is. They say that you should never run from her or she'll curse you for eternity.
You're telling me this now?
And if you think creepy old women are bad, wait till you meet the aliens. I'll be honest, the aliens are just whatever to me, and they seem really there just to push the boundaries of this show, good or for bad. And if I turn around seeing 3 blue niggas staring at me like this, man, I don't know what I'd do. Now, watching this series, you start to notice a theme and an obsession with human bananas, which leads to scenes like this, where there's 3 aliens and a half-naked girl strapped to a table. So the 3 musketeers are Seropians from the planet Serpo, and that place is a straight-up sausage party, not a woman in sight, and they can only reproduce with the clone method, which leads to a planet full of horny, non-emotional niggas. So they need a woman's banana to learn how to reproduce like humans for some diversity. So he pulls out his bionic... God, I feel like I shouldn't say this. Look, man, think about your digital footprint. Think about who could be watching. And you thought it, nigga. Say it, unless you a bitch. Nigga, I ain't no bitch. He pulled out his bionic...
Your phone ringing. Your phone ringing. Big boy, come pick up your phone. How you know pick up your phone ringing. Your phone going to go to voicemail. Gotcha, bitch.
Huh?
And this is the first time I can say I saw an alien get his meat swiped and sent into a wall. So seeing their man get bodied, they decide to reveal their true selves. And if I was watching this as a kid, one, I'd probably already be traumatized. But you add on top of all of that, they look like some Courage the Cowardly Dog villain. Yeah, I'm cooked. And they wasted no time. Bro uses his 6 senses technique, but it's too slow for Turbo Granny. And he gets his bananas took. And I watch wrestling from time to time, but this is the first time I've seen a German meat suplex. So the aliens are trying to get back, and they're like, "You took his banana." And Okrun quickly finds out not to be your hero. And let's be honest, the only friendly alien I ever seen was E.T., and he looked like a walking ball sack. Now this is when Okrun had his first MC speech and gives us the real reason why he fell in love with aliens. Probably the most emotion we have ever seen from him so far.
All I ever wanted was to meet an alien. I thought if no one on Earth would be my friend, at least an alien would like me. Ever since I was a little kid, I've been looking for my E.T., and he never came. All I ever did was get bullied and ignored. But out of all people, Miss Ayase was the only one who stuck up for me. And I'll be damned if I fumble this. I'll do anything for it. Oh fuck, that hurts. I'm done.
Hey guys, that's our MC. You know, our MC. Our guy. So now with her help out of commission, the aliens continue their plan. And this is the first time I've seen psychokinesis being used to force arousal. What happens to mind control, flight, Babuki fine ass? So we get a flashback to her and her grandmother. We find out why her grandmother made her do that pose every day. It gave her powers. Bet them hating ass kids wouldn't bully her now. So now Tatsumaki Ayase is here, and we get a callback to what she did to her broke ass boyfriend. But this time, instead of getting kicked in the stomach, it sent this intergalactic being flying. But before we can even feel the W, Turbo Granny tries to attack her, but Momo knocks the demon out his body, and as Turbo Granny aura is leaving, she says that Okrun has been cursed, and the only way to uncurse him is to get his meat and balls back. What a great plot device. And you know, life without your Johnson might not be too bad. You got a fresh, clean mind, fully focused, and not a slave to bad bitches.
Let me gobble your dung!
And that also happens. So Momo has to hold his curse back so he doesn't go rabid for meat, which leads to them having to be constantly next to each other, which means Okrun has achieved every high school boy's dream. He's in a girl's room. Yeah, I know, clap it up for him. And if you're gay, well, that's just your average Tuesday. And besides bursting into flames, everything's running pretty smoothly. So as Momo's waiting for her grandmother to get back to, you know, fix Okrun, we hear a ring at the door. But this wasn't a normal ring. You see, her grandmother installed a ring for humans and the other for... So let's talk about the Flatwoods Monster. So in real life, the Flatwood Monster was spotted in West Virginia in 1952. Damn! They said it was 10 feet tall, with a skirt-like structure, with red and orange glowing eyes, and his mouth put a black mist in the air, making people feel sick. So somehow, Dandadan made him even more terrifying. He's fat. A bit of a problem. Their best fighter, Momo, can't give it her all and hold Okrun's power back, so they do what they have to do. Yeah, expect a lot more of this. So Ken asks Momo to let him fight by only controlling his mind. And this is when Orakun makes his first appearance.
I'm surging with power. Failing.
So bro's a depressed badass now. And just as I think everything's all good, he's out of shape. Of fucking course. So with them losing hope, Momo has one last idea. They notice that the Flatwood Monster is always in his sumo wrestling stance. And in sumo wrestling, the first one that puts their hands on the ground loses. So they lock in one more final moment and attack the Flatwood Monster. So Akron just runs to his leg because, you know, he's never fought a day in his life. And Momo trips up the big guy. So just as it looks like the plan was working, the nigga sprouts more arms and feet and just sends Momo across the map. And if that wasn't painful enough, he ran a 1.1 and punched her into the wall. Sumo wrestlers ain't supposed to move like that, but Momo Ayase is a fucking G. She's like, Akron, you take a break. If there's one thing I hate more than a liar, is a cheater. Bring it, bitch. Is that all you? Oh man, oh geez. But this wasn't just a crazy wall splat. This was all a part of her plan. This brutal beatdown puts them right outside her grandma's barrier, allowing her to grab Okron and put the talisman up. So with all that, another alien has been defeated. But after experiencing what she experienced, at some point you just pass out.
Miss Ayase? Miss Ayase?
Keep your voice down. I'm trying to watch Bakatono.
So this gray-haired fine woman is Momo Ayase's famous grandmother, Seiko Ayase. And I don't care if she's 50, 60, or 80, nigga. I'm going. So Momo's like, have you seen a boy around here? Kinda short, nerdy, glasses. If I'm not here him, meat everywhere could be in trouble. Trouble like that evil spirit I killed. So what happened when she passed out? So while Momo's unconscious and Okron's in full turbo granny mode, about to do God knows what, a nail and a talisman start flying towards me. Who throws this nail is exactly who you think, Momo's grandma. And I think we finally got a replacement for Tsunade. So she's like, get up, show me what you got. And Turbo-kun tries to speed with Seiko, but gets his body engulfed in flame. Hey, I think you should stop, drop, and roll. So Seiko, sometime when, planted a sea bear circle around her and Turbo-kun. And if he even steps foot out that circle, his body is engulfed in flame. Had this ugly nigga in checkmate. Then she just starts beating him with a bat. And if you notice, her bat's got this pencil point on it. And she's just circling him, talking shit while he doesn't even notice she's drawing a circle around him. An excellent play. Checkmate. So she packs bro up and tells Momo if you want to see what happened, go to the shed. So as she's running, blaming herself, possibly for getting Okron killed and his meat took, she opens the shed and to her surprise, his ass is fine and eating. So she got mad cause he's alive, love is weird, and they give Seiko the whole scoop about Turbo Granny, Okron's junk, and Momo's powers. And this kicks in the plan to beat Turbo Granny in a game of tag. What a terrible idea. So after mid-training session, Momo can now close her eyes and feel Okron's dark aura, but still can't suppress it through walls, leading her to watch him take a dump. So while this is happening, Turbo Granny appears at the worst time. And even though they're having this serious talk about blase, blah, if you don't come quick, I'm gonna kill everyone you love, all I can really think about is how bad it smells in there. Like he's been holding that shit in for God knows how long. And that's after he scarfed down some white rice. And she's got these big ass nostrils, so I know she's getting a good whiff. The fuck is that smell? So now it's time to get this freaky old lady. So as they arrived in their bulletproof evil spirit armor, and something's telling me they need to be absolutely focused and locked in to win.
You first, Okarun.
No, ladies first, I insist.
What if I start quiet?
Yeah, they're screwed. So while they're exploring the tunnel, they eventually stumble upon this abnormal titan, blocking them in from both sides. So Momo tries attacking it, but what is a bat gonna do with monsters with mouth eyes? So Okron transforms and puts these fat ass cloggers in turbo mode, and just as he's about to get active, Turbo Granny gives this man his meat back, and she's like, you think you can use my powers against me? And goes for the double chomp. But just as she's about to eat these niggas, Momo gives her an offer she can't refuse. A game of extreme tag. 10-minute head start, and all she gotta do is catch. So as Turbo Granny starts counting minutes and seconds.
What the hell is she doing? Why is she counting like that?
10 minutes.
Yeah, that's gotta be some bullshit. They don't make it very far. So as Turbo Granny's about to go for the kill, Bo jumps on Turbo Granny and starts getting his side of the deal. The bro is holding on for dear life and she can't shake him off because of his weak ass fit. So she decides to possess him again, but this time Momo can now get a hold of her aura and is forcing Turbo Granny to be this snake thing. So this leaves her with one option. Help! So they start hauling ass, and for niggas with no stamina, they are low-key moving. So now that Okron has got his drip back, it's time for Turbo-kun to make his appearance again. And apparently he's going so fast he can't make sharp turns. So bro just sprints off the cliff. I'm going all out. And starts spinning his leg like a helicopter. But the nigga's stamina is so bad he gives up midway through. And just as it looks like they're about to get some distance, this big-ass crab just plummets towards him.
Yeah, Shoot him!
Now while they're trying to shake this crab by any means, Momo has another good idea. She decides to lead that crab to a hot spring and turn that crab to a good seafood boil. But if you think that's the only help she's got, you'd be mistaken. So she calls these hordes of dead niggas sprinting towards them, and look at this fat forehead ass nigga. Bro couldn't wait to leave the afterlife for this. Of course, Momo trips on a perfectly good paved road, and at this point she's like, Okarun, go full throttle. So Okarun gets in position and takes off, and we got some of the best running animation I ever seen. From Momo swinging them around like Spider-Man to... Well, that didn't last long. So as they're falling from the sky with style, Momo accidentally lets Turbo Granny escape. Then her and Mr. Krabs fuse into this monstrosity. Bro got a nose in his mouth, fat ass nostril. But like Momo's grandmother told us earlier, if there's one thing Turbo Granny can't do is turn down a race. So before killing them, she lets them run away again. So how long do you want? 20 minutes? 30 minutes? But Momo's like, all I need is 1 second. It hitches it right on a speeding train. Just like that, the MILF has caught the bait and the train is headed towards Seiko's domain. And once they enter, Turbo Crab just exploded. Granny disintegrated. All the undead spirits finally being free and not forced to do evil shit. But what I find most interesting is what Seiko said about Turbo Granny. So after they beat her, quote unquote, apparently Turbo Granny always appears where restless dead girls have been violated, murdered, chopped up, but spirit mediums couldn't understand why. Was she trying to console the spirits that couldn't rest in peace? It seems no one really knows. And now she's this goofy ass cat. You see, after they beat Turbo Granny, this kicks off the ball retrieval arc. Because after their big win, Okarun was so excited to see his meat, understandable, that he didn't even realize his balls was missing too. It also didn't help that when he found out Momo was egoing because she felt embarrassed about their accidental kiss. But you know what they say, every missed shot is another opportunity. And this opportunity leads us to another interesting character, Ira. So after Momo chewed him out for, you know, trying to be a good friend, like, you know it's bad when your friends like you went too far. Anyway, Okarun stumbles into Ira, and in third wheel fashion, she starts flirting with him, being overly nice. And this would fool any nerd, but like my nigga from Snafu said,
I hate nice girls.
Because after she did all that, frame one, she started talking behind his back like, look at this dork. It really made his day. He never had a cute girl come up to him and be that nice, let alone touch him. Probably be his first and last. What a fucking cornball. So Momo sees this, and as a W character, she drops a wash tub on her head and walks Okarun home. And this is when he tells her, Miss Ayase, I have something serious to tell you.
Now you know why I asked to see your junk.
He's missing his balls. So Seiko has Okarun sit in his chair with his feet in water while she smacks the shit out of him with this fan. You see, before Turbo Granny was completely wiped out, she dove inside him one last second to save her life. And Seiko is beating that old hag out of him, but only her consciousness flew out of him and into this cat, allowing him to keep her power, allowing him to transform to Drip Coon at will. Now let's get into the important question. Where is his balls? Ira has them. Oh, she has one. So let's go back to school. Never thought I'd say that. And as we pull up, we go to Okarun and Robin in class, and these guys pull him to the side like, yo, bro, you fucking with Ayase? No, we're not dating. I knew you was the friend-zone type of guy. But bro, put me on. That's some fine shit. Miss Ayase's fine shit? I guess I never really thought about it too. No, you wanted a friend and you got a friend. So is it like a friends with benefits type of thing? Like what, man? I hear she's going.
Who started this rumor about her?
Yo, dude, get your hands off me. You know how much this polo costs? I want to know who started the rumor. And FYI, dude, I'm ain't that type of girl. See, this is why you don't spread rumors about people. Get yoinked up by your collar. But now that Okarun's realizing Momo's fine shit, he's scared to talk to her. And Turbo Granny somehow snuck in Okarun's book bag and started snooping around the campus. So we go back to Ira, who is not only an ass, but a people pleaser, rumor spreading thought. You see, the one who spreaded those nasty rumors about Momo was Ira. Granted, Momo dropped a wash tub on her head, but still, rumors ain't the way to go. Squabble up. You see, we find out that Ira is convinced that Momo's a demon because she can see Momo's invisible hands, or demon wing, as she likes to call them. And she is convinced that this could only be the work of a demon. And the only reason she can see them is because she's been touching Okarun's balls. Wow, that was a lot worse out loud. You see, Ira found one of Okarun's balls near that epic train battle they had against Turbo Granny. But she is convinced that this golden ball was bestowed upon her because she's pretty. This is why niggas gotta stop boosting girls' head. Now she thinks she's one of the god's angels. So as she's preparing to exercise Momo, Ira sees a woman in a red dress, but no one else can see her. Remember this, it's important. So as Okarun and Momo are eating lunch, Turbo tells us that anyone who feels Okarun's balls can see spirits. But that also means spirits can see them. And if they don't hurry, something bad can happen. So as Momo and Okarun are looking for this weird woman that Turbo has spotted, Ira pulls up and is like, Momo Ayase, I need to talk to you alone. Yeah, this can't be good. So Ira brings Momo to this abandoned building, and my first thought is, why would you ever follow someone to an abandoned building? Then I realized she's got psychokinetic powers. I probably wouldn't be worried about anything either. So as she's walking into the building, the two other girls pounce on her and hold Momo down. How the fuck did she convince y'all to do this bullshit? But like I said, with powers, this ain't a bad situation. She picks up her two friends and throw them against the wall. Yeah, they're either dead or in critical condition because no regular person surviving that. So as Ira puts Okurun's balls in Momo's face, okay, I did that one on purpose. Okurun runs in and is like,
Momo, wait, she's not the creepy lady. The creepy lady's targeting her.
And this is one of the creepiest things this show has ever produced showed up. The Acrobatic Silky. So Momo's like,
get him, Okurun.
So then he tries to speed blitz Miss Silky, but Silky is doing tricks on it. So bro tries to grab Ira again, but this time Silky grabs him and starts eating this man alive. Look at him, looking goofy. So Momo tries to pull Okurun out her mouth, but while she's trying to do this, Miss Silky hits a 720 ballerina kick, ready for phase. And if you peep, Momo had to use her hands to decrease some of the damage. But at least she knows how them two girls felt. So Silky finally swallows Okurun whole, and I guess he's dead now. RP a real one. So this whole time, Miss Silky keeps calling Ira her daughter and saying it's been 10 years, blah, 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 blah. Man, this bitch is crazy. So Momo's like, give Okurun back. And this is the type of face that'll give you nightmares. If I ever have to become an evil spirit, let me have a regular chin. There's no reason people should be able to palm my shit. So what is Acrobatic Silky? Well, appearance-wise, Dandadan basically nailed it on the head. Tall as crap, long hair, red jacket, and a hat. And pretty accurate. Only thing different is the story. Instead of cursing niggas, she's taking kids. So Ira's like, I'm pretty, and I'm chosen to defeat monsters like you. And the last thing you want to do is assault crazy. So Acro Silky eats Ira and just starts crying like, she called me a monster. It's your fault she hates me. Yeah, Silky, you're doing way too much. So she started choking Momo with her long ass hair and is like, say you're sorry you made her hate me. Say it now.
I already know of the, strangling.
Then she started swinging her ass around like she was a dope Gohan, slamming her into the ground. Then she's like, ta-da! Like I was supposed to judge or something. I mean, 10, she nailed the landing. So Momo looks like she's about to die at any moment. So Silky's like, go ahead, call me mommy and I'll forgive you. Go ahead.
Fuck you.
So Acro Silky eats Momo with some of her own hair. And I know that shit tastes like plastic. You know something about plastic? It's easily flammable. So the crucifix Ira got wasn't a real crucifix. It was a lighter. And they used it to burn her from the inside. So as she starts tweaking, she spits everyone out. And who would have thought she could have looked worse? So Acro Silky is just throwing a temper tantrum and Okurun and Momo are doing what they do best, running. But Acro Silky is moving in the back line like Marvel's Spider-Man and goes full force into Momo. So Okurun, trying his best, is maneuvering through this man-made jungle, but eventually feet meets face. I hope she does realize Ira's getting hit too, but something tells me she's delusional because she proceeds to be like, look Ira dear, if you really don't want to call me mommy, I don't mind. Damn, she got some strong ass feet. Look like she do push-ups with her toes. So she's off the deep end talking about,
as long as I can devour you, you'll become my flesh and blood.
I don't think that's how good parenting works, but I guess. So as she's about to eat her, she can't get any closer because all that hair she had just got tied up in this obstacle course. And I just can't believe Momo's planning all this shit.
Way to go, dude. You ran so good.
Oh, that? No biggie. So Acrobatic Silky's pissed and trying to break free, but Momo uses her spirit hands to stop her, forcing her to floss her teeth with her hair. So she has only one option: rip her hair out, creating this monstrosity. Now she was already chopped, but now she can't get no evil spirit hoes. So Momo's like, kick her ass, Okurun. And I love that even though Okurun has all these powers, he can't fight. So he does the one thing he knows best: charge. Got bro looking like Goten. Put that Silky nigga down.
That was sick, dude.
Yeah, I am pretty cool.
That's my power, you idiot, and that's all you can do. You're a disappointment.
Now listen, guys, I know these singles events have been happy, funny, oh look, another monster taking me, ha ha ha, fun stuff, right? It's time to get serious. Actually, hold that thought, guys. That's your cue to like hit the music. It helps with tone. That's better. So as they go over to Ira to see if she has the golden balls, Turbo Granny's like, hey Momo, found one of the kids' balls, but this girl here is dead. So as they are checking her pulse, Turbo Granny explains to us that no ordinary human can just be eaten by yokai. They will die. The only reason Okurun and Momo was safe is because Okurun has Turbo Granny's power and Momo has psychic power. So Okurun starts to do CPR and Momo uses her powers to massage her heart. And this is when I can tell it was no game. She was really gone. So as they're struggling to bring her back, Acrobatic Silky walks up and is like, doing that won't bring her back, but I know a better way. Give her my aura. And I know what you're thinking, bitch, you're the one that caused this. Fuck no, I get it, but there's really no other way. And just to really show you she meant it, she rips her own jaw, so she couldn't even eat her if she wanted to. So as Momo acts like a jumper cable to Ira and Acro Silky, she starts to see all her memories of when she was alive. And we learn that she was a single mother trying to make ends meet. She took on multiple jobs, from sex work, janitor, being a cashier, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. She was just trying to provide for her daughter. That's not Ira. She was a loving and caring mother for her daughter, and even when she was struggling, she bought her daughter this red dress that she always wanted. Then tragedy struck. Even though she bought her daughter this red dress, she had debts to pay. So these group of men pull up and start beating this poor woman, and by the end of it, they even took her daughter. But being the loving mother she is, she musters up the last chance she had to go after her daughter. But in the end, it was too late, and I assume she just bled to death, not knowing what happened to her daughter, causing her spirit to be rescued. So Ira, as a little girl, walks up to this dead woman and mistakes her for her mother. Ira's mother did pass away, but this woman was not her. But this one moment gave her her memories back. It reminded her she was looking for her daughter, creating this acrobatic Silky we see today, even with her daughter's red dress. Damn, that's some good writing. Who wrote this shit? You're him. Even Momo was crying. And this was the nail in the coffin. As acrobatic Silky is slowly dying away, she's thinking about all the things she could have done better and ends up saying she's a terrible mother. All my nonchalant niggas, it's okay to let out a tear or two for this. This was excellent. Hopefully she was able to pass on knowing she did the best she could.